Howdy there, Captain here. Today I am going to be talking about what the worst or shittiest ideologies are, in my opinion. So without further ado, let's begin. So number 5 on my list is, well, I won't really say it's an ideology, but it's more the current state of a British Conservative Party, and that is British conservatism. Because they say they're conservative, and they are with their economy, but socially they've jumped on the progression train, and a lot of them claim they're feminists, including their leader Theresa May, and they all seem to be very progressive socially. But actually, when it comes to they say they're conservative, but really they seem quite progressive. So it's kind of an oxymoron, I guess. But it's not really an ideology, so that's why I put it here on number 5. Number 4 on my list is National Socialism, because not only is it made up of essentially gassing people who are believed to be genetically inferior to those in charge, which is absolute bullshit, but it is an oxymoron within itself, because it is National Socialism, and a key aspect of socialism is internationalism. As said in the Communist Manifesto, Karl Marx, the pretty much founder of communism and socialism, states, one of his famous quotes is that working men of all countries unite. I think so. Just a sec. Here we are. Working men of all countries unite. That is internationalist, and that is a key aspect of socialism. Internationalism. The working man, say in the UK, has more in common than a working man in another nation than he does with a richer man above him in the class divide within his own nation. And National Socialism just is an oxymoron then, because socialism is internationalist, not nationalist. It can't be nationalist. And also, something else about it is National Socialism, or a prime example of it, which was the Nazis, wasn't even that socialist. Sure, there was high employment, but that was a distortion, as in reality, they were exploiting nations through capitalism to expand a Reich. They were exploiting other nations that they conquered for the interest of one nation, which is essentially imperialist capitalism, I guess. So, yeah, it's an oxymoron. That. Number 3 on my list is anarcho-capitalism, or ANCAP, as you may know it. Of course, this was pretty obviously is usually on most of lists for the worst ideologies. It's basically the belief that the free market should be left and there should be no government to manage the nation, or even a very little one, and that the free market will regulate itself and essentially work as a sort of government. I think that's a good way to describe it. I'm not sure, but you'll probably know what it is if you're watching this video. And the reason why this is pretty bullshit is, well, it would lead to a fucking apocalypse. It would literally lead to a fucking war between McDonald's and EA. It's that shit. The world would go out of control, because you need a government to manage society. The free market cannot do it. You need a government. And if there is no government and the free market is left to regulate society, then it's just going to be a fuck up. Number 2 on my list is anarcho-communism, or ANCOM. Now, I'd say this is even more of an oxymoron than ANCAP, because I don't see how communism would work without a government. You in communism, I think you need a government to manage it, because if there is no government, such with anarcho-communism, then there's nobody to manage it, nobody to manage the market, nobody to control the market. So I'm pretty sure it will just end up like anarcho-capitalism. If this is wrong and there's more to it, then let me know, but I just see it as more of an oxymoron than anarcho-capitalism, which is, yeah, that's why it's at number 2. Now, at number 1 is primitivism. You get the idea. You might have heard of it. I've only learned about it fairly recently, but it sounds like utter bullshit, to be honest. It's basically this doctrine that the human race should regress and de-evolve and go back to a time when there was no technology, and that's apparently the best way to live, where we're living with animals and hunting, and need I say more, it's just a bit shit. I didn't include that weird, whatever it is, alien socialist Trotskyist thing, because I didn't fucking understand that. Neither with egoism, but then I don't really know that much about egoism. So that was my list on top 5 shittest ideologies, and I'll see you in the next video.